Hey everyone, welcome back to Bird Talk with Terrence Mathis. I'm William Brandon. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel Atlanta Sports Unlimited and turn on those notifications so you don't miss an episode. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the simplest sports fantasy game on the market. And get this, sign up using the code ASU and Prize Picks will 100% match your initial offer up to $100. Also, you can download the app for free at the Google Play Store or the App Store. Well, as Dorothy said in The Wizard of Oz, there's no place like home. Well, apparently that still rings true for these 2023 Atlanta Falcons as they remain undefeated at home after defeating the Houston Texans 21-19 in a thriller. What did you think of the offense's response to this week's challenge?
I seen a lot of things that I haven't seen earlier in the year. First of all, I'm watching this game, and I thought the Falcons had full control of this football game. Even when the Texans scored late and left that time on the clock, I still had faith that this team was going to win football game. It was just the way, the body language, the way they were playing, the confidence that they were playing with. Offensively, I seen some things that I really, really like. And here's the thing. For the first time, we've seen Desmond Ridder just catch a snap, drop back, get his feet set, and throw the football where it's supposed to be, and on time. He was throwing it on rhythm and on time. He would create some space where he could move around a little bit and get the ball out. That's the quarterback we drafted. Now, here's the difference. And people said, well, what happened over a week?
Yeah.
How come he couldn't play like this earlier in the year, this and that? Here, if we go back and watch film and we look at Desmond Ridder, a majority of his pass plays is from play action. So he's play faking, turning his back to the defense. And for a young quarterback, you have to really know and expect where the holes are going to be when you go play action. Because you're taking your eyes off the defense when you turn your back, and then you have to turn around and find out where everything is.
Yeah.
Now the defense has changed because think about it. Play action, they're moving to come up, and then when it's a fake, they start to disperse and get to other spots, and they're not where you expect them to be. So that's why he was late in a lot of throws whatsoever. Now let me dispel the notion that Ridder stare down wide receivers. He stare down the guys. No, he's not staring down the guy. He's staring down an area. I'm going to give you an example. That route that Pitts kept catching, about a 15-yard out route whatsoever towards the sideline, is a three-man route. Your running back runs a 5-yard, 3 to 5 yard flat route to the sideline. Then your outside guy is clearing the zone. So he's getting on the feet, stepping on the toes of the cornerback and taking him deep, which creates now only two people can cover the tight end. It's either the linebacker or the safety. So once Pitts was getting by the linebacker has to set in his zone. The safety has to come out of the middle of the field or off the hash to try to cover him, and there's a hole. Ridder's read on that is high first to London. If he's open, when his back foot hits, he let it go. Once he says, all right, I'm not throwing that, he reads the defender between the running back and the tight end, which is Pitts. So if that guy that's playing in between jumps the running back, guess where he's going with the ball? To Pitts. If that guy backs up, guess where he's going to the ball with the ball? Is to the running back. So he's staring down the area, not the receiver. So let's stop. Let's get that notion out of the way. I thought Ridder played with poise, with confidence, and he threw some balls that I thought, wow, he put that ball right there.
Yeah.
And they were catching balls and they were making plays. What I really love is on his touchdown run, the first person that was there was Matt Collins. Hit him on his helmet, giving him love. And that's what we talked about last week. If anyone's going to separate these players and divide a locker room, is going to be the players, not us who talk about the team, not the media that reports on the team. So if there's going to be any distraction or any divide, it comes from them, not from us. So when you're on a team, you come from all walks of life, from all backgrounds, from religions to nationalities to wherever it may be, sizes, economic backgrounds, all these things. But once you go into that building and you put that logo on, which is that helmet, it's only one thing: family and win football games. I don't care about all the rest of the stuff. We're trying to do something. We're trying to be on the same page, going on the same in the same lane, going the same speed at the same time. And that's what a football team does, and that's what they try to do week in and week out. And yes, it's sometimes somebody will veer off and cross that line, but and create some havoc. But that's why you have 53 men on this roster that pull that guy back in. So you've seen that this offense rallied around their quarterback. They kept him clean. The offensive line kept him clean, and the receivers made plays for him. It was just beautiful to see. And then we can't just. Here's the thing. I'm at the check B. Rob's cleats to make sure those shoes when you walking through the mall whatsoever, and you see them little kids, the little roller blades come out of them, and they start going across the mall floor. That's the way that dude runs. He gets the ball and he just glides. And I remember one play, he hit the hole and the linebacker had straight beam on him. And he just gave him a little hip and the guy fell to his knees. I said, oh my goodness. And I was having this discussion with someone. I was having this discussion with something about when he gets to that third level, which is where the DBs are, to pick his feet up. Oh my God, he's going to break off some 50, 60, 70-yard runs, and it's going to be beautiful. Right now, he doesn't understand that once you get to that level, those guys he's so fast, they're missing, so they're diving at his legs. And his ankles, trying to clip his ankles. So once he learns to get them knees up at that third level, watch what happens. Oh my goodness, he's going to be special. He's already special, but he's going to be special.
Yeah, definitely. What did you think about that behind the back catch that he made when he stuck his arm back there and caught it, and then he juked the guy and made the touchdown? It was just, and then the Atlanta.
It's so funny. I think I've seen it before everybody, because when it happened, I was like, "Did y'all see that?" And nobody's seen it until they seen the replay.
Yeah,
I said, "Oh my God!" It was like he just palmed the ball, boop, caught it like this, boop, and brought it up and tucked it in and scored. I said, "Oh my goodness!" I said, "This is some stuff. This is something that we haven't seen since Michael Vick."
Yeah,
I'm serious. This is something that we haven't seen since Michael Vick. This Magic Man in a football uniform. Oh my goodness, he is special, man. No, I love watching this kid play.
Definitely is. The team offensively, man, everybody played well. Like you was talking about Ritter, he was 28 of 37, 329 passing TDs. 329 passing yards and a touchdown and a rushing touchdown, a rating of 111.2. Right. And I saw a stat that said it was only him and Matt Ryan that ever threw over 300 passing yards and had a rushing TD. So that brings up, people think, what? Yeah, Michael Vick, I guess it never went over 300 yards and had a rushing TD in the same game. And then you had Drake, Kyle Pitts, and Jonnu Smith, who's continuing to play well. So it was good to finally see, like you said, Pitts was really, he looked different, like the Pitts we've been waiting to see almost. So, and I know you spoke about you wanted to see how they looked on the sideline. How did they look to you on the sideline? You wanted to tell us about how they seemed.
I thought every player was engaged into the game, and I thought that once plays were made, they would greet each other coming off the field whatsoever. When plays weren't made, they were doing the same thing, and that's what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see, for instance, if if plays weren't made and guys was jogging off the field and everybody turn around and walk away. I wanted to see who was going to greet who, how they were going to react to each other. And I saw a lot of encouragement on that sideline. And that's encouraging to see. That means this team is engaged. They like each other. They play for each other, and they want to win for each other. So it was a good. I seen a good thing. I seen a really good thing on that sideline. Yeah.
And like you said, I feel like the Falcons were in control the whole game. The defense didn't give up a touchdown into that, at the very end of the game when it was like a
Yeah.
minute 40 left. Other than that,
Yeah.
Texans have been kicking field goals, all day. So the defense still playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Bates still that dog he's been.
Right.
I mean, him and Terrell, there was almost a play that he almost had a pick. It probably would have been a pick six at the angle that he had, but I think we're gonna get some defensive scores here soon. I'm sure it's coming.
Right. Here's the thing: the defense. This is a defense that bends but don't break. Right now, as I told you when we first started this thing, if this defense finishes in the top 10 defensively, our chances of going to the playoffs are great. I think we're sitting around 9 right now. And it's a beautiful thing to watch because you're watching them and they give up a big run and you go, oh man, they give up a big run, a big pass. Then when they get in the red zone, they're like, okay, you guys had enough fun. We're about to shut you down now. And I love that, man. I love that. It's just, they lock it down when they get in the red zone. Here's the thing. I'm surprised that we don't have more sacks than what we have right now. I think we have like 9 sacks or something like that. I wish it was double digits, maybe double the number. I wish it was at 18 right now, but it's still early in the season. And I think that at some point, if the defensive secondary keeps playing better and cover better, is going to give us time to get in there and get quarterbacks on the ground. We have a lot of good pressures, but not a lot of getting the quarterbacks, getting out of the pocket, whatsoever, moving. We're doing that really well, but I want to see us get the quarterback down and create third and long situations a little bit better. But all in all, man, I have and here's all in all, I have no complaints. I have nothing really to critique to get better for this football team. I just think from this game forward, there's little things, but nothing really glaring that you've seen that make you go, okay, that's gonna hurt us down the road. I think you just keep growing from here and keep getting staying more positive and getting more confidence as the season goes on. Now, I was asked about what happened, like we talked about earlier. What happened? And why did Arthur Smith change his philosophy in the passing game?
Yeah.
And I said it was probably Matt Schaub. It was probably Matt Schaub sitting in that meeting room and saying, this is the quarterback you have. Let's try this with him and see what happens. Because you didn't see a lot of play action whatsoever. You didn't see a lot of that. You've seen a lot of straight drop back passes whatsoever. You might have had 4 or 5 play actions in there, but most of it was drop back where he can see the defense and read the coverage and read the area and get the ball out of his hand quickly. And that comes from Matt Schaub, who was a pocket quarterback like Ritter. I think that's where that came from. I'm not saying for sure, but it seemed like someone said, hey, this is who this kid is. This is what he does, and he will excel at this. And kudos to whoever made that decision, figure that thing out. Kudos to them. But hey, it's a positive thing, and we'll just keep building from here.
Yeah, I think the play calling was much better this game. I mean, what did we see? A reverse wide receiver pass, like in the first quarter when Drake London completed the pass. Something like that. We just haven't seen that type of creativity. So I was actually, caught off guard and pleased by that. Like you said, overall, it was a great day. They maybe could have kept the bin's roof closed. It was a little cold, but hey, we are in the South, so
it was a little cold in there. I was like, God dog it. I don't have no sleeves on. I said, it's freezing up in here. But
Yes.
the fans were awesome, man. I couldn't believe how loud it was in there. When they
Yeah.
made noise, it was loud.
Wow.
And I don't care how many people was in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They were loud, and
Right.
I'm sure those players appreciate it. I'm sure they did.
Definitely. Well, this week may not get much easier because we're playing the Washington Commanders, who are coming off a whooping they experienced last Thursday. They lost to the Bears 40-20. So
Right,
they've been off for
right,
quite a while, game
right,
planning for these Falcons.
mm,
So we can
right,
expect to probably get, a hard fought battle.
right,
Magic Johnson then called them out on Twitter saying the offense looked bad. So I'm sure they're pretty fired up, the Washington team.
right. When one of the owners talk about how bad your offense is, you better get it together because
Right.
they make the decisions up there. Here's the thing: they caught, like you said, they came off an embarrassing loss against the Bears, a team that they should have beat, and they have some time off to get Atlanta Falcons team, and I'm sure they're going to play a lot better, a lot harder. The biggest concern I have with the Redskins is that front four. Every guy from the left to the right are all Pro Bowl type players. And we're gonna have a task on our hands. We're gonna have to play in the front with our 5 offensive linemen and our tight ends. We're gonna have to block well, passing game and running game, to be successful. And everywhere else, I think we have the advantage. I know the enemy has Sam Howell playing at a high level right now, but he will give you some picks now. He will throw it to the other colored jersey. You just
Right.
got to wait, be patient. He'll give it to you. And when he give it to you, you got to make sure you catch it. So this week's game, I feel should be another win for the Falcons. They just continue to, all right, last game this is a new week. Uh let's not dwell on the success we had the week prior. This is a new week.
Right.
Um, take each week at a time, and take each play at a time whatsoever, and we'll be successful. Now, we failed to talk about the transaction just happened with the trade
Van
for
Jefferson
Jefferson from the Rams. Van Jefferson, funny, his dad played for
for
the
the Falcons.
Falcons. Sean Jefferson played wide receiver for the Falcons. So, and he's teaming up with an old teammate, Kyle Pitts. And what do I think about that trade? I think it's one of those that you get another quality young wide receiver
Got some speed.
that can eventually be a deep threat for you. Yeah, be a deep threat for you. Um, and I think that's what this Falcons team is lacking, a guy that can go over top consistently bases and make plays. Uh, but where does he fit in?
Mhm.
We signed Scotty Miller in the offseason whatsoever. Um, so where does he fit in? Um, I think he fits in very well. I think he's a good alternate for Hollins and London when they need a break whatsoever, and he'll make plays for this team. Uh, Miko Hartman was out there, but for the Jets was trying to trade him, find a suitor to trade him, but that money was too high. That money was too high. It was almost $6 million, something like that. It was 4 million with possible 5.5 million or something like that, and I understand that.
Mhm.
So, uh, and all we giving up is maybe a 6th or 7th round pick in 2025 draft. So you're just swapping picks. So it's one of those things that you get a quality player. I'm not saying for cheap, because he's not cheap. He's a good player, but economically, it benefits the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to incorporate him in the next couple of weeks. Um, this offense just needs to keep getting better and better and better and better. And we're going to end up, like I said, we'll be fighting in the last week of the season for the division title.
Yeah, the trade. I'm excited to see what it can pan out to be. It was low risk, high reward. We got Van and a 7th rounder, and we gave them, like you said, a 6th rounder. So, we're really not putting much
Right,
at risk for that. So that's good. Uh,
right,
my only concern coming up for the Washington game is those trenches. We just got to make sure we keep Chase Young and those guys
yeah,
off of Ritter.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that
Yeah.
the Falcons can do, and then we can win. And as you say, the schedule
Yeah.
coming up now after Washington, we're on the road against Tampa, on the road against Tennessee, who's not that Tennessee's not that good. Then Minnesota back at home, not that good. Arizona. So we've got another good stretch of games that we can kind of pick up some momentum, hopefully. But we need to, focus on Washington and then take on those Tampa Bay Bucks who lead the division currently.
Well, as we talk about over the years, we're in the second quarter of this season and we're 1-0.
Right.
It'd be nice to win this quarter of season at 4-0,
4-0, right.
going into the second half of it. So right now, that's the way you don't, if you don't believe me, that's the way coaches think and players think. All right, we got them first four out the way. We're 500. All right, let's concentrate on these next four. Let's win one at a time. If we go 3-1 or 4-0, okay, we're sitting pretty at the halfway point of the season, and then we just got to at least maintain a 500 or better record to get to where we want to be, is in the playoffs. Right. So that's the people don't understand, because it's such a long season. If you look so far ahead, you're gonna overlook someone. So you kind of break it down into quarters of the season, and when you do that, it makes the season go by a little bit faster, and it makes it more exciting as a player when you do it that way. It's just I don't know who came up with that, but when we first started implementing that, it was amazing how you can see yourself making playoff runs, or if you're out of the playoffs or whatsoever, is by going, quarters of the season, playing quarters of the season. So I'm looking forward to this team playing. I just want to see the excitement and the energy that they bring to this week's game. I'm looking forward to that.
Me as well. What you got for us to end the show today?
Here's the thing. Over the last couple of weeks or so, me personally, and others may feel this way. When you call upon somebody, they don't call back. When they say they're going to do something, they don't do it. When others are having things and you realize they have something and you weren't invited, and you go, okay, why am I being overlooked? Why are they not including me, or why are they not calling me back? I thought we were close. I thought we was friends whatsoever. And then I had to come to a realization, which I was riding in my car, and God said to me, you don't need those people. You don't need those things. I'm taking you to a place and preparing a place for you that you're going to sit so high that they're going to be climbing up that hill trying to get next to you. Then he says, but when they do, don't you turn them away. Don't you do them like they did you. He says, because the discernment that you have and the love that you have and the caring heart that you have, once I take you to that place and you answer your phone and you answer a text or email or answer the door, I'm going to continue to bless you, because the love you showed to those who treated you wrong, who didn't want you around, didn't want you apart, or didn't want to be a part of what you were doing or where you were going. So when you're not included, don't worry about it. When they don't call you back, don't worry about it. That means your circle is getting smaller. And when your circle is small, people are going to have to stand on their toes and cringe up to stay in it. Because when you don't open your circle, please don't open that circle, because somebody's going to jump in. It's going to be a distraction to you. Somebody going to jump in and say, you can't do it. That ain't made for you. No, keep that circle tight with those that's sharpening you. Iron sharpening iron. That's what we have to do to be successful. And don't feel shame because your circle is small and those that you knew in the past was in that big circle that didn't make the small circle. It's okay. You still love them from a distance. It's okay because God is preparing a table for you, a feast for you that no man can deny. No man. That's what I have for you.
Thank you as always, T. Appreciate it. I want to say real quick, good job last night, Atlanta Braves. That's why I'm about horse. Y'all
Yes.
pulled it out. Great job. Falcons, go and get this dub this week. And check out my man, Cigars and Yards on Monday nights.
Yep, at the Chateau Lounge in Johns Creek. Hey, never know who's going to show up. I have some great legends showing up. Hey, it's a great time. And here's the thing about this thing, William. The guys that show up, Atlanta Falcon Nation and Mad Mike and all these people who do other podcasts whatsoever, and we sit there and talk, and the when they sit there and talk to former guys, they go, "Whoa, that's great insight."
Mm-hmm.
There's certain stuff we would talk about on podcasts, but there's certain stuff we won't talk about on a podcast. So when you get an opportunity to ask us whatever you want to ask us and we answer honestly, I mean, it makes it a great night of networking and a great night of fellowshipping. So, hey, join us Monday nights, Chateau Cigar Lounge, Johns Creek. Be there.
All right, everyone. Y'all have a great week.